Hey, what do you say, weekend warriors? Today we're making some beef and cheddar sandwiches. I'm using a chuck roast. So right now what you're looking at, this is a 4-pound Angus chuck roast. I seasoned this up pretty liberally here with some Heath Ryle's beef rub. It's a really tasty rub for beef. I really like it on steak, chuck roast like this. And I'm gonna make sure to get it on all the sides. And then I'm gonna let it sit out on the countertop for about 2 hours. And while that's on the counter, I'm gonna get my fire going here in my smoker. We're gonna use the fire for two things today. The first one is going to be for grilling. So we're gonna put a nice sear on this chuck roast in a second. So I'm gonna put this grate in, and we're gonna set our temperature today inside the smoker to about 325 degrees Fahrenheit to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're using this more of like a wood-fired oven. We're gonna roast this thing, and we're gonna cook it to an internal temperature of 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's gonna be medium rare. So we're gonna start by searing this thing. And the reason we're gonna put a sear on this is we're trying to lock in the juices. Because we're cooking this only to a medium rare, this is gonna need all the help it can get to be nice and tender. And I'll just pull our little friend out here so you can get a better look. That's exactly what I'm going for as far as a sear. See how this other side's doing? That's perfect. So now just a couple of quick minutes on the sides. And for you medium rare steak lovers, I know you're ready to eat that right now, but this is how we're looking. Everything's nice and browned off. I'm just gonna put it right here for 1 second. And now I've got to build this fire up. We got to get that smoker temperature up to about 325, 350. So I'm using a lattice structure. I've got 2 logs going this way over top of my charcoal. We're going to call those channel logs. That's going to allow air to come in underneath. And then I've got 2 going across that way. Build up a nice clean fire. Close the door. And as soon as that thing hits about 325, we're gonna throw in our chuck roast. All right, we just hit 325 degrees Fahrenheit in the pit. That took about 10 minutes to come up to temperature. I always like to give it a little knock. You'll notice the dial moves forward if we're still building heat. If you knock and it moves backwards, that means you're losing heat. Just a little tip there. And I'm about to open this door and put in the chuck roast. Right now, you're not seeing smoke, if you can see that at all, from in the pit. I actually clean the outside of this thing after every use with mineral oil. So right now a lot of that's burning off the exterior of the box. It's a good way to keep your smoker nice and oiled, prevents rust, all that good stuff. That's what you see coming off of here right now. But let's get this open. There we go. On the bottom rack in the very back, I have 2 tinfoil pans filled with water. That really helps balance this smoker out within a few degrees, left to right, front to back. So now I'll pull this rack out, put our seared chuck roast right about there. And then one of the few times you'll see me these days using a temperature probe. The reason I'm using it today is because I want to make sure we hit 125 degrees Fahrenheit in the center. If I'm doing low and slow, I normally don't check the temperatures at all because I'm going by tenderness. So push this guy in, get this door closed, and we're starting off. The internal temperature of that chuck roast is 64 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. I don't think this will take all that long. So what I really got to do from here, I got to keep wood going in the fire about every 30 minutes to maintain that temperature. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna make a cheese sauce and kind of a little steak sauce to put on the bottom of the bun. Let's do that. Now this steak sauce is kind of a copycat Arby's sauce recipe that I found a number of years ago that is really good. It's actually way better than Arby's sauce. It starts with 1 cup of ketchup, a couple tablespoons of water, about a teaspoon of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, about a teaspoon of hot sauce, about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit of salt and fresh cracked pepper to taste. You want to bring this up to a simmer over medium heat, and then once it pretty much reaches a boil, go ahead and mix it and remove it from the heat to cool. That's all you got to do for the steak sauce. And wouldn't you know it, 30 minutes has passed. I'm ready to put a log in here, but before I do, I'm gonna get this door open. And we are at 100 degrees Fahrenheit on the internal, or 38 degrees Celsius. So we are moving quick. What I'd like to do, pull this rack out. Look at that color. Looks like a giant steak. So I'm gonna flip this is what I wanna do, just so we can get some nice, even cooking in there. So we'll flip that guy, push him back in, get this door closed. We'll come back when it reaches 125 on the internal. Then we'll get our cheese sauce ready, build a sandwich. It's gonna be awesome. And it's been 30 more minutes, so a little bit over an hour total. We just hit 127 Fahrenheit, or 53 degrees Celsius, about 2 degrees higher than where I wanted, but that's okay. Just gonna pull this out, verify that that is a correct temperature reading. That's saying 140 in the back. Wow, it's saying 140 Fahrenheit. So one of these is dead wrong. Hopefully this thing is not working right. We'll find out. So either way, take this out. We're going to take this inside, let it rest. This needs to rest for at least a half an hour. We don't want all the juices running out of it. So we'll get this inside and let's make that cheese sauce. The cheese sauce is very simple. So you start with 2 tablespoons unsalted butter, melt that down, add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and start to whisk that for about 60 seconds. Then you're going to slowly pour in 1 cup of whole milk and continue to whisk that over medium heat until it thickens. And once it thickens, then you're gonna put in about 5 ounces of cheddar cheese. So I just cut off 5 ounces off of a block. That was a little bit more than half of one of those blocks you get. And then I just cut it into little pieces so it melts faster. Once it's all melted, remove it from the heat, hit that with some salt and pepper, and now we're ready to build these sandwiches. And I'm ready to cut into this chuck roast. We'll just go right down the middle so we can get a nice cross section. We'll find out if my temperature probe was broken. Look at that. So that is pretty good right there. Just move this one side off. And what we're gonna do is go as thin as humanly possible for these sandwiches. I'll just take my time and let the knife do the work. These little shaved pieces are perfect. You can pile them high. Wow, I'm really impressed. I can't say that I've ever cooked a chuck roast medium rare. So this will be a fun little experiment. Just show you how juicy that is. That is unreal. Wow, 1 hour. And enough slicing already. Let's build this sandwich. So this is an onion roll, you know, store-bought. Nice toast on that bun. You know how I like that toasted bun. So we're gonna get that situated. Then a nice big spoonful of our Arby sauce on the bottom bun. Go ahead and pile this up. A couple spoonfuls of the cheese sauce. At least 2. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Get that bun on there. And now I get to taste test this. Beef and cheddar, that Arby sauce, medium rare chuck roast in the smoker. Life is good. Here we go. Right away you get that punch from the Arby sauce. It just hits you right in the tongue. Very soft meat to chew through that's got a lot of flavor. That Heath Riles beef rub is excellent. And homemade cheese sauce, toasted bun. This is a winner. And if you guys want to check out a couple other winners, look at one of those two videos right there, and I'll see you over there.